folks. Welcome to the next episode of the Snowy's Camping Show. If you think you've tuned into the wrong show, you haven't. It does look different. We've had a last-minute rush to get some guests in today, as you can see. Before we jump into who they are, though, you can subscribe to our channel via YouTube, via your favourite podcast app, and the conversation will continue on the Snowy's Facebook group called Snowy's Camping Banter. Myself and Lauren are here today, as usual, and we're really excited to have some guests who've flown in from the US, from a brand that we've been working with for 12 months now, maybe a little bit longer. I can't recall.
It's got to be at least a year and a half.
A year and a half, yeah.
More than that from when we were at Torrensville. So
yeah, that's
more
right.
than a year.
Yeah. But anyway, Inspired Overland, we've got Ferdinand and Ronnie here with us today. Really excited.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Australia, guys, and welcome to Snowy's HQ, and welcome to our remodeled studio for the first interview we've done with people in the actual room. So we're all jammed in here. Now, our videographer's not quite sure how he's going to cut this, so you might end up seeing some of the stuff on the sides that we usually try and cut out. But don't focus on the edges, just focus on the content. So anyway, welcome.
Thank you.
You guys haven't flown in specifically for the podcast, so what are you doing here?
Having a good time.
Having a good time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eating, holiday, and obviously work, right?
Yeah.
Kind of just mixing everything in between. But first and foremost, I want to say thank you guys for having us on the podcast. We're excited to be here.
We can make it happen. Yeah. Well, we've got the this weekend, and I think this episode will go out after the show's been on, but there's the Sydney 4x4, an outdoor show that is on this weekend, and where you guys have come over to be there, and we're joining a team, and we've got a few other people joining us on the stand to showcase your range of lightweight, hard shell and tonneau top rooftop tents, which we've had in our range for a while. We're really excited to have it. Really innovative products. We were chatting in the room just before this and really excited to hear the background of you guys and where it all came from. So we hope to have one other exciting product. Maybe we'll mention on it later at the show.
Okay.
Not quite going to make it though. The container's still in the wharf or something, but anyone who's at the show can ask us on the day. But anyway, firstly, a little bit, maybe we'll start with you, Ferdinand, just a little bit about you and your position at Inspired Overland.
So my name is Ferdinand. I am actually the founder of Inspired Overland. Inspired Overland started as it's still a family business. We own the factory, we own the brand ourselves. So everything that we make, it's basically in-house. And really, what we want to do is, first started it, I was a first responder for 10 years of my life. When I got there, I like to go camping, I like to work on the cars, and, a lot of the stuff are so expensive and so heavy, as someone that work on cars and, looking at how, the more weight you have on top of your car doesn't make sense. How can I create something that are affordable and also lightweight? So that's kind of how Inspired Overland first started. So
awesome. The innovations you're talking about next to, I'm not sure how far we can go into some of those things. All the stuff that's going on in your head, you say you're like a big kid, really.
The best way to explain it to people. And by the way, this is the first. I mean, it's other people trying to do me an interview. You were actually the first one, so this is my first time doing it. So I'm a little bit nervous, but I've got a couple of requests of people. Hey, can you tell the story of how you started and how inspired, how my background basically kind of bring my background and what I do to Inspire Overland. One of the things that I usually explain to customer, if you see us in Sydney, you're more welcome. Talk to me in person. It's basically I'm a kid that like to build and work on Legos, and luckily, our family have a factory and turn that into actual product. That's all it is. I'm just my father-in-law always tell me the three things that you need in life is hard work, luck, and timing.
Yep.
And all it's been aligned the way it is. So
awesome.
And I'm trying to bring that to the people too, which is keeping a lightweight, affordable product. For the masses, because I've been there before, but I couldn't afford stuff just to go out camping. And like I said again, I'm lucky enough to bring that to an actual product, and why I'm charging so much money for something for you and your kids to go out just to try it out there. And that truly is, that's why they bring that to the product, the standard rooftop tent. In the US, we price it at $9.99. Gonna have to convert that, but that price will never change as long as I'm the head of the company. Yep. Because the true goal of the standard rooftop tent was really for families,
accessible.
For accessible. Really, someone just to had a Subaru or a small car, just trying to go out there and enjoy the outdoors and get something just to try it on, and that's really the goal. I mean, I wouldn't want to charge somebody a lot more money for the product that basically more accessible. So it's for the masses. I mean, Ronnie like to say, and my team would say, I'm for the people, but there's some truth to that. But again, I really do, from my background growing up, it's, if you can do something for someone and, just make them happy. I mean, if I can sell a product, make someone happy, that worth more to me than making money. And of course, as a business, you have to make money because there's an overhead. There's things that cost you, but at the same time, again, the standard at $9.99 in the US, it would never change. I'm the head of the company because whatever is in tariff, whatever you want to call it, it's still the same. Because again, the goal has always been for the people. Because as a first responder, there's, I met a lot of first responder out there that couldn't afford to buy things just to have a break after their 72-hour shift, 3 days on the bus or on the rig. And, they just want to go out and, buying $3,000-$4,000 tents and weigh 200 pounds. Like that doesn't make sense for someone just want to go out.
Yeah.
And for those sort of tents, you also need a huge full drive that has the right roof load capacity and GVM, and then you've got to pay the fuel to run that and whatever. And so your rooftop tents allow people who have a daily driver to get out and experience the same thing without having to invest.
Yeah, I mean, there is an enthusiast and there are true off-roaders that rebuilt their cars, like one of the people that I work with King's Off-Road, right? You lift up your trucks and, or Dobinson, right? Full on roof rack and everything. But for majority of the people, they have one car.
Yeah.
And all they can do is, that one small car that do daily and also go outside. And so with our tent, you don't really have to go get aftermarket product. You can use your OEM rack and again, simplicity, accessible. Just go out there, just want to go out there with my son or my daughter or just by myself, or just hang out with a bunch of buddies, drink a couple of beers, Like,
that was when we're talking next door, because we've been in communication via email and online, but this is the first time we met in person. And I did feel pretty excited coming into this episode after speaking to you next door because of that connection with community. But we should touch on Ronnie, because Ronnie's sitting there quietly in the background. So apparently you're the finance. Well, he's the big kid. Is that how it works in the business?
Well, a little bit different. I mean, he's the guy, right? He's the guy that wears all the multiple hats.
Why do you call it the guy? But why didn't cut you off? So I don't like title. Some people that do know me, they know I'm, the founder, the owner of the company. But for people, they just know me as the manager.
Yep.
I like to put title.
Okay.
Because I'm, like I say again, I'm just like
you just I
just unless you really know me in person or you like talking on my team, like. Yeah, I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy that work in the background,
and
just
you just Ferdinand.
I'm just Ferdinand. Yeah.
I love it. It must be great working in that company. Like there must be a great ethos with everyone that works there.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I guess Ferdinand runs the business. We all run the business as like a family business, right? We all treat each other with respect. We all understand things have to get done within the business, so we understand that aspect. Work is work. And then we like to have fun. Like you said, we like to go out with each other and go camping, take trips like this, right? With our families together.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how big is your team?
Total, I want to say stateside, about 5 or 6 total.
Okay.
On and off. And then, of course, everything else factory wise, about 100, 150.
Okay. Like that takes in all of your manufacturing facilities.
Correct. And then our finance team, our accounting team, we have our marketing team as well. So everything's taken into account.
Cool.
Yeah.
And when did you join?
I want to say I've been in the background for a year and a half, 2 years, helping out with a little bit of marketing, social media. And then finally came on board officially October 1st of 24.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I'm in charge I'm a director of business development for Inspired. So I'm in charge of course, handling all the dealer account network or the dealer network, the distribution network. And having fun.
You said you were in the background before. Were you? Did you use Inspired Overland products before you joined the team officially?
Yes, I was. I guess a previous customer.
Yeah,
right? Previous customer. Loved the products. Loved the lightweight aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was I the first one that lifted up the tent by myself?
Yeah, you did. You did that. Video when everybody else was kind of copy it, where he literally just lifted up, put it on his GX.
I remember.
Top of the car.
I remember. I was like,
that was before you were.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was like, hey guys, I was telling Joey, and I was like, hey, record a video of me really quick. Let me just lift this up. And I'm pretty short, right? And so I'm about, I don't know what the conversion is, but I'm about like 5'6", 5'7". Yep. And so I was like, grab the tent. They recorded the video, and I just threw it up on my car, and we posted it, and it went viral, right? Yeah. And everyone's like, how did this small guy just pick up
like
this
what
tent?
you did with the pictures? Like, no, this line, there's gonna be a hook somewhere.
No, I was holding it up. There's a photo of me holding it up, but and it's 36 kilos, so it's not that heavy to hold. But the balance thing was hard. I had to like hold it, and then
it's kind of odd
just to kind of there's
the balance. It's a little bit odd,
And there's and the wind's picking up, and I'm like, right, go now, quick, because as soon as it started to go, it was too much to kind of balance. But yeah, you can hold these tents over your head like it's a one person lift when we're talking, 60, 80, 90, some of them are over 100 kilo rooftop tents. You guys are less than half of that. And even some of the innovations you were talking about previously, I don't know how much we can allude to there. You're still talking
we can
half
talk
the
about
weight.
it.
Yeah, well, I'll let you mention what you want. I know that there's the Stargazer that we're hoping to have the show. That's out there anyway. That's on your website. But we should get into the product a little bit because the big thing is weight, right?
Yeah.
You guys have got photos of these rooftop tents on Lamborghinis, and you showed us stuff before about designing something that just is more aerodynamic, which is suiting the smaller SUVs in the market. But even so, the big four-wheel drives can shave 60 kilos off their rig weight with one of these on the top. Like it's really changing how you think about what you load on your rig. But let's start with what was the first product and where, like, how did that start? Like,
well, again, started off as I got to give props to, I guess, the OG of the lightweight rooftop tent. It's actually GFC Super Light. They're one of the first one that come out with the super lightweight, a true super lightweight.
Is that a different brand?
It's a different brand. It's called GFC.
Okay.
They're into campers now, but the main thing that intrigued me was that they were making they call it a super light, and it was pretty lightweight. It's a very similar to what we have that we currently have, and so that price was GFC. It first came out, and so it's kind of triggers me, and how can I make something that are also similar? And again, before then, I already start, how can I go out and then you have to make that, and then kind of focusing on building the Inspired Overland as, again, lightweight, affordable, and functional product, for Inspired Overland. And so that's kind of how it first started. And luckily, again, I have my engineers and my CAD design team, and they basically, hey, let's do something. Then I'm pushing the envelope and being lightweight. And so we noticed the first standard rooftop tent has actually gone to about 4 or 5 iterations within the first year.
Oh, right.
Again, because when it first came out, it's really out there. People like it. Against, one of the things that we like, it's we told customer, when you tell us the feedback, you're basically talking to someone that are actually designing the product, have the manufacturer actually make it themselves. So you're basically talking to someone to actually create the product itself, which is a huge benefit for a consumer and for us. Basically, any feedback, good or bad, it goes directly to us.
That stood out to me in the conversation before. You said this is a hobby for me. Like I'm not out there just to sell a heap of stuff. And I guess it makes sense with how working with you, there's always like new ideas, or this is kind of there, but there's not readily available. You've always got new stuff in the markets, and you're not there just to mass produce something and sell it. It's a hobby.
Yeah, it is. It is fun. It's pushing the envelope, and of course there's other product, other brands, other things out there, right? But that's always the way my mindset has always been. How can we make it better? How can we make it lightweight? That's, again, as someone that, as you can mention, especially, this is what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, in Australia and I believe in Africa, it's the same thing. They weigh your car, right? Correct? They charge, I know in Europe, they weigh your tax based off how heavy your car, right? So a lot of this stuff are affecting, and it just worked out that way where, hey, let's stay lightweight, something simple, if a lady, if she want to go out there by herself, why does she need a 200-pound tent? Or because there's a lot of people who tell me, hey,
I can lift it by myself.
Some back problem. I have some this. I just want to go out by myself. I just want to go out there, and to me that's where the lightweight comes in. Is always and with the Inspired Overland, we've got a lot of consumer. I mean, we take a lot of feedback seriously, and we know people giving us feedback. Hey, why don't you make us different tent? I mean, it's kind of what we have in line now with different tent stuff. But when it first started, it's like, can you make this? We want more features in the tent. But then you would say no, because again, how does that affect in terms of the weight? Right? At the end of the day, the goal has always been lightweight. You have to stay true to the company, which is a lightweight product. I can add on so many different things, but if that's not lightweight, then what's the point of Inspired Overland? That's the way I see it. You sort of
go lightweight, you have some sacrifices, right? You just, it's just a balance that you can make.
We've answered so many questions based on your products that said, no, it's a no for me. It doesn't have this or it doesn't have that. And if it had that, it would just be another Me Too product, right? It's not,
and I think an important part of our product offerings also is just the reliability in terms of not having to have such a great impact or wear and tear on your suspension components. Right? Because when you're top heavy like that and you're constantly hammering down on suspension,
and gearbox, drivetrain, all of those things,
everything is affected, right? And so having something obviously a lot lighter, not being top heavy,
low profile,
kind of just floating over most of the bumps. And
so you mentioned before that you had 5 different iterations when you sort of first launched it. What is your timeline from, I guess, concept to manufacturing and distribution? And then what's your sort of in-field testing process? Like how do you know if you're going to make a change, whether or not it's the right change to make and if it's permanent and things like that?
Well, so it's depends how integrated or how difficult the product that we're working on, right? Like the carbon fiber is the advanced level. That's a little take of time because it is an actual carbon fiber, so it takes a little time. But we have the true entry level product. Basically, we have 2 different lines, right? We have the entry level, which is the standard, the tonneau cover top, and we have the advanced level, which is the carbon fiber, more intricate. So to answer, basically, it's, I would say 3 to 6 months. When we start from a prototype to project to actually trying on the field, my team would try it, or somebody else's that we know would try the product right out the gate, and then we just test it right away. And then
we just send multiple variations out. We keep sending them out. Joey and I and everybody will test them. We'll slam them. Figure out like, okay, I don't like how this is, and I don't like how that is. I love this part of it, right? And we'll just like, okay, I think we're ready to go to market.
So here's another thing that I think we're different. I mean, that there's only certain companies out there that are actually that manufacture their own products, right?
Yeah.
To name a few is GFC, Alucap, James Baroud, right?
Yep.
A lot of these other companies. I mean, sorry to say that a lot of them just basically while labeling the products, they just slap the logo on it, right?
Yep.
So because the difference with us when you're talking about iterations, different stuff, is because one, we actually use a product. Second is we're taking the consumer feedback directly, right? And third thing is by owning our own manufacturer, I can go out to talk to my cousin-in-law and it's like, hey, I need this, and this to be done rather quickly. I need this before I'm flying back to factory and checking all this stuff. That's the biggest thing. That's why, we try to kind of slow down and doing a lot of improvement all at the same time, just because we do know people want that thing. But yeah, we just love improving product. I mean, here's go back to me being a first responder, right? When I went through ENT and Fire Academy, one of my fire captain always told me that the day that you stop learning, you should turn in your badge because you can kill somebody, right?
Right. Yeah.
I basically kind of do the similar thing. I mean, the day that I'm start learning and start listening to people and or stop, just having that creative idea, maybe somebody else should take over because, again, if you stop learning, the day you stop learning, and the day you're gonna kill somebody. Yeah, that's the way I kind of approached it. And a lot of Inspired Overland is based off me personally. Having my first passion was being a first responder, and helping the community, helping people out. I did that for about 9 to 10 years, right? And again, I lucked out and do my second thing that I'm passionate about, which is Legos and having family business and turn that into a product. So I kind of carry that over to my, I guess, mindset and how I treat the community and being a public servant to the company. The same thing. I mean, not a lot of people know this, and you know, again, this is the first interview happened. So before we get Ronnie on board, one of the things is, you know, he would love to be on board with us for a while, and I kept telling him that, hey, you know, I don't just hire anyone. You know, I look at you. I've been in corporate, like I've been working that. I look at him as, you know, as a human being. He has family. Like I'm responsible for you, your wife and kids, and whatever it is that you do. That's why, you know, when he first trying to get on board, it's like, oh, you know, I like you to be in my team, but I'm responsible, not just, you know, the company. I'm responsible for you.
Yeah.
And again, you know, that mindset of caring people, looking at them as a human being, not a number. Is the same thing with the product again, you know, like that 99 price for the community would never change, you know. Yeah. And yeah, just my passion about helping people. I mean, I just love helping people out, you know. Yeah. He's the guy that count the finances, and he's like, hey, you need to stop doing a giveaway or support. You know, you gotta look at the event. You know, that's what we're one of the probably the only company that doing a lot of giveaways and supporting charities. I mean, one of the first company event that we got invited was Rodeo and Rigs. It's a small, I would say it's like a community base in LA. It's by Jason. He's actually in his, I believe, third remission of cancer. He just got another one, but he's one of the one that, you know, kind of invited me and Inspired Overland. It's like, hey, you know, let's do a giveaway of a product, and it's kind of trickled down to other events. Like we probably one of the only ones that do giveaway to a lot of charity and different projects. Like Cal 4 Wheels in California, it's a lot of they work with conservators, helping open up the it's like the landfill for you to go off-road and stuff. So we actually starting off this year sponsoring all the event this year, doing giveaway of tents. And with Rodeo and Rigs, we basically have understanding and commitment. Hey, as long as you're open, you know, whatever, how many years, we'll be giving away tents for your events, because it is for community, it is for charity.
Yeah, and there's a big one too that like it's called Pure 4x4 First Fridays, and so they hold an event every Friday for the community and stuff like that. And we also give away tents every single first Friday of the month, you know, to get people into the community and just be a part of the community.
I think I've known you guys in person, and I probably speak for both of us, for about 2 hours now. But clearly it's not just a business, it's a whole community and a passion and a hobby. And there's a lot of layers to Inspired Overland that I didn't realize was there until now. So it's really refreshing. Yeah, I mean, it was so refreshing to speak to.
I think we genuinely, sorry to cut you off, we genuinely really enjoy people. I think that's one of the things, you know, that you don't find a lot of other companies, right?
I think it's reflected in your products too, because we talk about the Stargazer, it's clear top on it. Like I think you said you weren't necessarily the first to the market, but it's so innovative and new, and it's not a Me Too product. You're not just going, oh, we know that sells. You're going, it seems like you just go, that's pretty cool. Let's make some of them. And just talk to people about it and hear what they say. And then I'm assuming modify it and just keep doing what the community wants.
Yeah. I mean, it's going back, a cool approach. You know, the community is the biggest thing, right? I mean, there's all these certain things that myself and my team can think of product or make something out of, right? The community is the biggest one. The feedback, the thing that, you know, the crazier the ideas that you have, you tell me, I can try to turn that into an actual product, right? I think that's stay true. You know, it's like there's thousands of people out there that have thousands of ideas, and then you know, and someone always told me once before, you know, you can make as much money as you can, but you make people feel different. Those are gonna stay with them, and better than any money you can make, you know.
Price is forgotten.
Yeah. Money and running business, it's got to be there. I mean, you know, I have to have an overhead that I pay, but at the end of the day, you know, we love to give back. It's because my background is first responder, you know. I've been there. I've seen how hard it is. I've been to disasters. That's one of the things that, you know, there's recent LA fire disaster, and there's North Carolina and hurricane and slide, and someone contacting us, it's no question right away. Like, what tents, whatever we can get you, we'll send that out. I mean, it's not second guessing. There's no, because I've been there. I been as a first responder, respond to the situation. I slept on the ground. Some people just need something to sleep on after a hurricane and devastated the whole place, or a fire just blew out your neighborhood, and then so really, I enjoy doing this. It's not, like I say, money is money, but it's a hobby. It's just something fun, and I can relate to the people and connect it.
Yeah. Your background, you weren't born in America, were you? You were. Like, tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so I was an immigrant. I was actually from Indonesia. My parents moved to the U.S. about 2001, 2002. So I was about I would say 6th, 7th grade. My parents moved to the U.S. And I mean, it's also being an immigrant. You learn how to survive in a new country, learning the language, and just trying to blend in. And I think that's I can definitely relate to the community and the hardship and people been through out there.
That's cool.
Yeah,
and you're American from get go. Yeah.
Born and raised.
Nice. Did you want to do a little shout out to your clothing brand?
Oh yeah. So he's wearing a hat. Yeah. So it's Highland Trail Club.
Yeah.
You can find us at highlandtrailclub.com.
In the US.
In the US, yeah. But we ship
Might
all
bring
over.
it here.
Yeah. Could be
We
here.
ship all over.
We'll have that conversation. They're pretty cool.
Now, can I want to ask a question about sort of like your materials and things like that, because one of the main things, I guess, when people see the Inspired Overland tents, especially your standard and your XL, is a tonneau cover. And there's no other brand that we have in Australia that does that as a tonneau cover. And so obviously it's a soft material. And I think sort of fairly people do raise questions about durability because it is such a new material for that type of tent. So can you speak to your choices with using that tonneau cover and what you've seen over, the long-term usage with those tents? Yeah.
So one of the key things that we use in our product, we call it a hybrid, right? Like you said, the hybrid foam mattress hybrids. So the standard and XL is technically not really a soft or hard cover. It's actually a hybrid, right? Because it's basically a tonneau cover, vinyl cover on top with aluminum on the inside, right? So the best way to explain it is basically a truck bed cover. That's what that is. And so a truck bed cover been used for years. And,
I use it.
It's out there.
We call it ute, right? But the ute covers with the elastic sides on it. It's the same material.
Right. Yep. And then all you need to do is do like a vinyl 303 spray and to kind of coat it, and then it will last you for a very long time.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we use for the product. Just because we know that it's been tested for years already by people that have a truck. And by doing that, it's making it lightweight. That's pretty much kind of like, well, for starters, it's half the weight, just being able to change the top to using the hybrid material, just tonneau cover.
And it's weatherproof, right?
And it's weatherproof, right?
So, it's proven. It's waterproof.
Right? It's waterproof. It's you can take it a lot of places. It's and also it's very durable. I mean, it's been proven. I mean, if you have a truck and you have a tonneau cover, that's basically what that is.
Yeah, I mean, even hardcover rooftop tents wear out over time, right? UV just eventually gets to everything. And then you've got the bedding. The base of it is different with you've got slats and then like a dense. I think it's an expanded polyethylene foam, and then another mat to save weight there. So just a totally different. The things people question, I suppose, go, it doesn't look very comfortable, but I've laid in it, and like if you're sitting up, you can feel it, but you're not. You lie down when you sleep, right? So, and it just evens out, and it's perfectly comfortable.
Yeah, again, it's really different iterations, and we try to get as much feedback as we can, how we can self weight at the same time. How can we accommodate different people with different views, and so that's where the hybrid foam mattress basically come in, right? With the standard tent, we want to be, again, the idea of standard tent is to be as lightweight as possible and have the biggest view as you can. And so, you get the just regular foam mattress, not really nothing fancy, just for people to go out there. And so the advancing being with the carbon fiber, you have all the hybrid mattress, different materials. So what we're trying to do is how can we bring some of this down from our advanced product to what we call the entry level? Mm-hmm. But we don't want to add these on directly to the product and raise the price for the consumer, because we do know some people, that are experienced, that go outdoors and stuff. You already have your own setup, right? Okay? Why are we forcing someone to buy and up the price if you already have your own setup, right? For some people, they are fine with whatever comes up with the standard mattress because they already have the other stuff that they used before. Yep. But if you want to upgrade, then hey, we do have some stuff that are trickling down from the advanced level. They can buy as a la carte, like the hybrid foam mattress to the tent, and make it more comfortable.
Yeah, okay.
But in terms of the slats wise, again, the new development, like you could talk a few hours ago, is that we're making basically carbon fiber with the honeycomb bottom. That's kind of the next level that we're trying to do. Yeah. But of course, that's more the advanced product, right? But again, we never know how. If you never push the boundaries or you never try something out there, you would never know what you're gonna get, right? I mean, if you just stick with the rules, right? It's kind of like how, like Teslas when they first come out, like Apple, they're pushing the boundaries, right? And then simple as like iPhone. I mean, you have the 16 Pro Max, but then you also have the iPhone Lite, or whatever you want to call it, right? Because there is one for everyone.
We do pixels, guys.
Yeah? Okay, pixels. The way I see it, the line has always been you need to cater to the 99% of the market, which is that's what the entry level, the standard deck sells. The new one is going to come out, the Trail Peak, right?
Yep.
So for the 99% of the people that we need, someone just want to go out there, get the products, but then there's also the 2-3 percentage that know what they want, or they want more advanced product. That's when the cover fiber comes in. So really, you want to hit up all the markets. You do want the 99%, but you also want the 2-3% that are willing to spend the money, that are know what they want because they've been using it for what they've tried different tents.
Yeah.
And
while we're on that path, you've mentioned a few new products and stuff there. Yeah. Let's talk about the innovation, because you say you don't sleep, you just power nap, and you call these guys at all sorts of random hours because you just get ideas coming to your head.
It's like it can be any time of the day or night. If I shoot him a text, you can always count on him to respond within the first 45 seconds.
Right, okay. Well, you were just flicking through your phone when we were speaking before, and you're just pulling up photos going, oh, there's this, and then, oh, there's this too, and you're just flicking through your camera or bringing up all these cool different ideas. But so we've talked about the hybrid foam. That's not a new one. We're actually getting those in our next shipment, which should be arriving any day now. That's a self-inflating mat for those who haven't seen it yet. That's an upgrade to the existing mats.
Can I stop? I want to interrupt there if that's okay, Benji. Sorry. Because one of the main things that we have with our customers as well is that majority of self-inflating mattress brands, they don't actually support self-inflating mats being kept in a rooftop tents. Like, use them in the rooftop tent, but take them out in between your trips and things. Primarily that comes down to the really large variance in temperature, especially in Australia, that rooftop tents are subject to, and the effect of the bonding in between the foam and the materials and things. But noting that your rooftop tent, your carbon one, comes with that self-inflating mat. So do you guys, just confirming, you guys have no issues with having those mats in the rooftop tent all the time? Yeah.
What we suggest, though, if it's in there, that is fully deflated. Mm-hmm. But as far as like the heat and what have you, it's fine.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, I know your guys' heat is a little bit different, a little bit different than ours, right? Yeah. But I mean, we're pretty close in some areas. Yeah. We're like the 112, 115 range, which
I don't know what that means.
That's like 40, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like
40. Yeah. 40 something. Yeah.
So I mean, again, this is talking about the new products and different iterations.
There's a side opening thing and the carbon fiber boards to do away with the slats. Like there's just it's a lot. This endless.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, again, it's really. I mean, that's why we when we talk to consumers, we always thank them for their support, thank you for their time, and giving them the feedback, because all these ideas comes in from the consumer. right? Stargazer happened because we made the carbon light, and people say, "Hey, I kind of want to leave the bedding there a little bit more. I kind of want to give up more rooms and kind of look at the stars in the sky, right?" So that's kind of again, just the ideas and the feedback from the consumer. We are always trying to improve our product. Again, that's because we are the direct manufacturer. We make the product ourselves. There's a few things that are mass produced, so we just bought that. But for majority of the component, people look at it that there's no carbon fiber tent out there like ours, basically, right?
Yep.
And so again, it's really we always tell the consumer we buy a product, please tell us the feedback, good or bad, regardless, whatever it is, because that's the only way we can improve. And I feel like a lot of especially after COVID, we're gone to technology too much that we don't really interact with people anymore. And so I think that's what it lost, right? To really talking to manufacturer, a company, with an actual person responding to you instead of an AI, right? I mean, you can still, the consumer still can reach me. I'm the owner of the company. You can still reach me in person.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's kind of rare to have, and of course, with the help of my team, Ronnie, Joey, Ethan, Annie, that kind of helps to load and load to me because I'm more focusing on really pushing that product and pushing that invention out there, right? But hey, consumers still can email me and call me and talk to me, and that's cool. just to chat and I appreciate all the feedbacks because as someone that actually designed a product and make the product, that's huge. I mean, there's only one brain. Yeah. If I have 10, in this room, there's 3 different brain and tell me all this feedback, good or bad, that makes me think, okay, how can I do what you just requested or what she requested, what he requested, and how can I make this to a product? I mean, it's all it is, And that's the consumer is always the consumer. Consumer always have, I would say, you have to be able to listen to consumer. Yep. I think that's what missing with a lot of these things. They just make product and just sell it, and make money out of it. Yeah. But then again, I'm doing this because it's my hobby. I love doing this, and I like to talk to people and understanding what their needs and what I feel. I mean, one of the stories that I have is there's a lady. I remember her name, but I believe she's in Colorado, and one of the things she has a little bit of a back or arm problem where she can't really lift up her arm, right? And so our tent was the only one that lightweight and works for her Tacoma, or here you have the Hilux, which I'm very jealous, by the way. We don't get Hilux in the US.
You guys got all the cool cars.
We have the cool cars. Yeah, we do.
So she bought a tent because, oh man, this is amazing. Like I can go out by myself. I have a little bit of disability, and man, I love your product. And again, that alone makes me happy because I actually created something that can help somebody out.
That's awesome.
Another story was, I believe it was in Missouri. I met firefighters. His son was, he was, I believe, a fire captain. His son was trying to be fireman too. And again, he couldn't afford expensive product, heavy. And we just kind of relate, when we start talking, it's like, oh, like you were afraid. Like, yeah, I was the first one, this is how it first started. And, we actually worked out where, he ended up picking up our tent, and I don't even know, we actually, I believe we refunded him. Okay. Just because, again, I can relate to what he's been through. Yeah. Not being able to afford product out there, and trying to go out and just,
Ferdinand
you can make something
to take care of people.
It's just so ingrained. I can, I just pick up the connection you've got with people is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, if you can make something good and do it for the masses, why are you holding it for yourself? Right? Cool. That's the way I see it. Like, why? Awesome. Of course, you got to make money. That's a business. I have family to feed. I have, Ronnie, Joy. You have the factory workers to pay. But at the same time, again, why am I charging someone $3,000 when based in the US, right? $3,000 when the product doesn't really cost that much and really help the people out. If you're a single parent, you just want to go out with your kid, you're already having a hard time buying milk and eggs.
Yeah.
Why am I charging you $3,000 just for you to go outdoors, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. My brain just telling me it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
If you can afford it, and then I thought, you can buy the Advance, you can buy the Comfort Fibre, right? You know, there's people out there. But again, I don't know. I just love, I guess my background being an immigrant and see my parents, come in here and then really, work and trying to put food on the table, and then me as first responder, and then seeing it as a public servant, helping people out. It's kind of stay true to record a company, and then that's why we don't just hire anyone within our company. You have to gel with us, and you have to make sure that that stay true. Again, it's I don't look at you as a number. I look at you as a part of the family, and that's why we tell people you're part of the Inspired Overland family. And then because it is true, like we care you. And then there's no other company either that if you have a damaged tent and we'll replace you with a new tent right away. There's no other company that does that. You keep telling my team, different issue. Yeah.
Such a good ethos.
Yeah.
Ronnie, can I ask you, sorry, Benji, you business sales, spoke to a lot of customers when we first got Inspired Overland who were really excited because they already had Inspired Overland and they'd come to you guys directly in the US and got it sent to Australia because they couldn't get it here. What's your representation globally? Like, we're obviously distributing in Australia. Do you have other distributors in other countries around the world, or do you ship around the world? Can you tell us a bit more about that?
So we have a few. We have a few new ones that are coming out. Can't really mention it yet because of obviously contracts and what have you.
Yeah.
But we globally, I would say yes, we're in a lot of places.
Have you
I know that's kind of like a
thanks for that. You're really in depth answer. No, but I mean, have you found? I know you mentioned that you've not been with the company very long in your current capacity, but the timeline for Inspired Overland in terms of when you started versus now and growth, especially into other countries, can you speak a little bit more about that and potentially what's behind potentially that increase in distribution?
So it's well, first and foremost, it's been incredible, right? The growth from when I started, or when the company started, to when I started into now has been an incredible journey.
Yeah.
Like Ferdinand said, it's timing, luck, and hard work, right? It's the three that have really pushed as far as a team, and being able to have him take meetings because he never sleeps. And I'm like, hey, I need this meeting. I need you to take this meeting because I'm dead. It's going to be it's going to be for the Middle East. I can't say which countries, but and he's like, I'll take it. Right. And so we have, of course, as you guys know, Canada, it's already out there. We have you guys in Australia. And we're just venturing out slowly, not slowly, but I should say rapidly. Yeah. I say slowly because I'm always the one that wants to keep pushing and pushing and pushing.
Yep.
And I'm the one that's, hammering calls.
Yeah.
So
do you have targeted marketing strategies in other countries, or is it organic?
It's half and half.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll scour the internet and be like, oh, this company looks pretty cool. I wonder if they have a presence, and I'll do a little bit of digging, do a little research, and I'll personally call them on my cell phone.
Yeah.
And I'll tell them, hey, this is my cell phone number. Want to let you know I'm reaching out, see if we can work with you guys. Yeah. My whole thing is like, I look at a company, and if I really enjoy who the people are behind it, I'd love to work with you. If I love that vibe, if I'm getting a vibe from you, I'm like, dude, let's have fun. First off, let's have fun.
Yeah.
Like I come from a very corporate, I came from commercially equipped in finance. And I was a VP of sales at multiple companies. And I did that for the last 15, 16 years.
Yeah.
Right.
And so
this must be a
totally
change
different
then.
culture.
Oh, yeah. And so to me, like, he was like, hey, I want you on board. I quit.
Yeah.
I don't want to do banking anymore. I'm done. You know, I quit, and so
that's cool.
Yeah, it's been really fun.
I've noticed there's quite a few Inspired Overland subreddits and things like forums online. Are they things that your customers have generated themselves, or do you plant the seed for those forums?
Oh no, they generate ourselves.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like not on that side of things. I don't like looking at it, and so they always bring it up like, dude, check out this. Have you seen this Reddit? Or,
Yeah.
have you seen this YouTube review? I'm like, no, send it over.
Yeah.
I'll look at it for like a solid 45 seconds. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Continue on that, and we don't do retention, right? So that, I don't know if you guys know what that means. It's we pay someone to run our product.
Yep.
And then we give you the reviews and everything, right? We don't do that. We don't do contracts when we sponsor. It's generally if we really like you and you vibe with us and you actually show up and you come talk to us and just chilling with us, then it works. Like
it's more genuine, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of our photos in Instagram and reviews, everything, it's really genuine reviews. It's people are willingly giving us photos and reviews, and again, it's because we're probably one of the ones that don't do contract when we do like even just a sponsorship type thing, just because we think your car is cool or we're connected somehow, whatever that is, right? We don't do retention. So if the first thing you ask us or my team is like, hey, we need you to pay some certain money, it's like, nope, that's not a question, because this taking the true review out of it. Okay, we're open. Good or bad of the product, you have to tell us. That's the only way we can improve.
Yeah.
We're probably the only company that don't do retention, because there is no point of doing retention. That's like you paying someone to give me a 4-star, right? That's
influencer marketing, right?
Yeah.
Here's a free product, so you can just say good things about it regardless. We're
the same.
videos we're all the same. So, if we can't say good things about the product, we just won't do the video.
Yeah. So like the count of your Instagram followers doesn't really matter to us. You can have as low as 5, but if you actually enjoy the product, that would be more feedback for us than anything else.
5 good quality followers than 50,000
paid or whatever you want to call it. So again, people are shocked when before they were really on board, and people just talk to me directly. I have this. It's like first, like if you meet us, come us at a show and whatever, you talk to us and you're cool, then hey, I would offer you a sponsorship, like like I told people, like I say, those numbers don't matter to us, and we don't do retention. Just let me get clear out there, because we do. I mean, the way the brand grows, we get a lot of those people asking. It's like, my team already knows that's straight up no, because we don't. That's honest to the consumer too, and it's honest to us as someone that actually just sent a product. I want your feedback.
Yep,
that's the only way. Yeah.
It's the only way to move forward as well.
Yeah.
I want to ask about so you're expanding rapidly on your website, and you're maybe both of you. I know you're a cars guy. I know you were talking about a new product innovation before. You were talking about something vortex or something on the top to break it up, and you're just like a racing wing on a car. Like you had all these relations to racing cars. But on your website, there's some like suspension parts and a few other things. Is that just kind of one of those ideas you had overnight and then you made it, and then or is that a big part of your business as well? Because we only have the rooftop tents here at the moment, and maybe a few other fringe items that we're talking about. But how far does the range expand?
The range is pretty big. So our factory is based off aluminum, and now it's carbon fiber. So we can do a lot of different things and make different things. But right now we're really focusing on more we picked the outdoors and then the rooftop tent. Those are really our main focus, just because, the more you split up of different products, the harder it is for you to focusing on improving. Yeah. But another new product we're coming out. It's basically a cargo box, which is carbon fiber cargo box.
Okay.
Those are things that are very cool, because no one really done a carbon fiber cargo boxes out there. And for the sports cars and everything with the forged carbon, I think that looks pretty cool.
Nice.
And in terms of the vortex, more things, I always have an idea. How can I improve my miles per gallon on my car, my EV range, right? And so one of the ideas, like, hey, what can we bring some of the wings from like a Porsche and different design of vortex and making an actual tent? And I'm definitely excited. It's kind of my long-term project that I just, like I say, had fun. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be an actual product that we sell, or it's just maybe just a few.
Is it going to whistle as well?
I don't. But like if you guys ever want one, or just just really make it for something fun, because we make a prototype, we come out with 3-4 different one, and we try and go out there and just
talking different colors and stuff as well.
Yeah, we can do different colors, right? That will improve with the Vortex line. You can improve your mouse with your EV range and
red's faster. So if you get a red one,
careful with the carbs out there. They change red.
So you own your own factories.
Yep.
And I know our boss went and caught up with you guys and saw the factories, and they were talking about some submarine shaped things to do with carbon fiber manufacturing. And can you elaborate on that? Because I'm really curious on how the whole carbon fiber manufacturing process works and how these submarine things fit into the whole story.
So a lot of carbon fiber product, we lay them down, we kind of mold them, right? And we put them in what they call it, like the pressure cooker. That's what that is.
Okay.
And then you pressure in, and then they become a hard carbon fiber product.
Right.
So we started with the small one because that's with the first one. We basically invented back to the factory. We got to start something small, and then it goes to like a giant mid-sized submarine, and it's going to be another bigger one. Right? It depends on the size of the carbon fiber mold that you are trying to make.
Gotcha.
Because those are laid on by hand, and make them, and then basically put them in like a pressure cooker and make them into a product.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, if it's a bigger carbon fiber product, you just need a bigger pressure cooker.
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
So that goes in as the shape. So your carbon fiber tents are parts. So you've got the top panel and then the rails. So they go in and are shaped and then pressure cooked.
So there is a lot of so that's different thing. That's some of the layer, right? For the just lost like the slats and everything, and then the frame. Those have some couple of secret ingredients in there that we can't tell you. Yeah. But that's basically kind of molded into like a smaller pressure cooker. It's like a bunch of different slats. You put it in the presser and then press down, and you basically build up the secret ingredient in there, and then become the product.
It's like a vacuum as well, right?
It's like a vacuum as well.
Okay.
That you make. So we do have a bunch of different machines. The one that Lane talking about, it's basically more like the bigger product, the one you're laying down. But for the slats and the carbon fiber outer is in the true carbon fiber with the secret ingredients on the inside, and it's basically molded to a product. Yeah, like a vacuum. And
so the hinge, so the Stargazer's got, it's actually a different design than the 3 we've got on our website at the moment. It's got an X hinge, you call it. So it lifts up to give that extra foot space, which is one thing that the tall people have said, I can't fit my feet in the end. Well, this solves that solution. But that's carbon fiber as well,
correct.
Right?
So a lot of product, it's people think it's because we used to have a carbon fiber coating, right? Just a layer. But until you actually see our product actually touch it, people's like, oh, it's an actual carbon fiber. It's like, it's not a gimmick. It's not like a layover. It's an actual.
So none of it's a coating. It's all
it's all true carbon fiber. Awesome. Yeah. We make it's a real carbon fiber. Yeah.
So the Carbon Light has an aluminium and carbon composite construction. Is why not carbon fiber frame around the top? Is that a strength thing or is it a cost thing?
I think you'll see it on the. It's mostly for you'll see it in the Stargazer. The Stargazer bottom is actually full on carbon fiber. The frame now it's a full on carbon fiber.
Right.
But the top is still aluminum. Because it just the way when we put the lay it on either the carbon fiber or the clear acrylic glass, you have something to hold on. So we still use aluminum for the top, but who knows? I mean, we might be able to figure out another stuff, and it'll be really 100% full on carbon fiber. Yeah. Which actually we did when we did at SEMA last year. One of the Porsche 997 has basically a single person full carbon fiber tent. The top and the bottom, and actually a full on carbon fiber.
Wow.
Again, but that's just like one off prototype that we're just having fun making it.
Yeah.
How can we be different? Again,
There's still a lot of testing. For
a lot of testing
products. I think one thing is like when you're out there, I think having a full carbon fiber frame. We haven't tested it. And so if you do hit trees or branches, we don't know how it's going to hold up.
Yeah. Is it not, is that the downside with carbon fiber? Like it's strong, but is it more brittle? Is that what's, if it gets hit, it can crack easier rather than dent? Like what's the downside, I suppose, of carbon fiber there?
With our secret ingredient, it's a full on seal on the inside. So it's like,
The filament, yeah.
It's we are actually able to figure out how it makes it as strong, so it's not as easy to crack or break.
Okay.
For understanding from race cars like driving a BMW and the roof of your car is a full carbon fiber, you can't really put weight on top, right? Because it's a one layer piece.
Right.
But with us, with the molding and how it's set up, you can actually. I mean, I've actually took it to King of Hammers and really jumping. I don't know if you King of Hammers. It's basically when people go up crazy up in the Johnson Valley, going up in the desert and just mobbing in a car and driving fast and rock crawling. Yeah. So I actually took my GX there and just falling a Can-Am with the carbon fiber tent on top. And it's really, we were doing jumping. We had 3 people in the car. We were flying off inside the car. Yeah. And the tent is fine. Yeah, it's there. Again, awesome. So yeah, we actually tested and try our product out there. And
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That one person, I know Stargazer.
I was going to say the Solo.
Is there a market for that? Because I've always thought for myself, like one person would be cool because you've got, like I take surfboards and stuff.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. One person on one side and you've got room for your surfboard or
a
something on the other.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it seems like, is there a market for it? Do you get
there's a market for that. Yeah. We sold out those two and then pre-order. Again, those ideas actually come in from a couple people that cycle, right? Because bicycle is very expensive carbon fiber one, right? Yeah. And you just want to leave it in the car and get stolen. And so they're like, hey, why don't you make a solo tent? And so we actually have one that are with tonneau cover. But then I was like, oh, that's just tonneau cover. Let's do something cool. And that's where the solo Stargazer came in, and people actually love it because it's a whole different design, and it's pretty cool. And you say you can put stuff on top next to whatever you have out there, like bicycle or surfboard.
It's for the adventure. Nomad.
For the adventure, just solo single.
The nomad that just goes by him or herself, right?
Or if you just want to snuggle a little closer.
Really tight quarters. Another question on the Stargazer, and I think there's a sports vehicle related answer to this. I remember looking at it last week, but I can't remember. I've forgotten what I researched. Anyway, the clear top, I reckon the first thing people always go is, it's just going to get scratched up and won't look very good over time. But I think you've actually put something like a vehicle wrap type thing over the top of that to stop that from happening.
So we use a PPF cover on top and we put ceramic coating on the inside so that boat's covering, just like a PPF cover on your car. Mm-hmm. And on inside we use the same thing like for your windows.
So clear ceramic film,
yeah.
UV rejection as well to obviously reject the heat.
Right.
So during the day, you can just slide it down and still be in direct sunlight, and it won't be as hot.
Not a solar oven.
Yeah.
So it's acrylic, and then there's ceramic, and then there's PPF.
It's a paint protection film.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of like I believe most vehicles will wrap their entire vehicle at like 3 or 4 millimeters. Correct me if I'm wrong. I heard PPF is usually around like 7 to 10, a lot thicker.
Okay.
So
it's like a vehicle wrap. What they use in vehicle wraps. Okay. Right.
But also for people when they see Stargazer, they see it open, they say, wait, where's the closure? Like, no, you can actually close the inside and you still have a barrier, just like inside the tent. Yeah. You can close and open. It's not just like strictly Stargazer kill, like, sun beaming all day long.
Yeah, it's cool. Well, that's a limited product at the moment, isn't it? And we are getting one here in our Adelaide store, hoping to have it for the 4x4 outdoor show, but it's not going to arrive in time. But anyone who's going to the Sydney show, which will be gone by now, have been gone, but hopefully if you've had your questions answered there on that tent and anything else. But otherwise, we'll have it in the Adelaide store. And if it becomes a thing, we'll get it up in Brisbane and stuff as well. All these, so great to have these innovative products in there. So that'll be 4 in the range then. 2 standards, a carbon and the Stargazer.
Yeah.
With 2 sizes of the Stargazer. Yeah. But not readily available yet.
Yeah,
right?
not yet. It is a limited edition. I just, it takes time to set those tent, it's not, and with carbon fiber also, it's not as easy just start making them. It's a really, it takes a lot of time. It's more like we can mass produce them, but you're rushing things it's just kind of better to take
it's more so the curing process of the acrylic and just bonding everything together. The production time's a lot greater than the carbon fibers. And so we're trying to, of course, not stray away from our original designs. And we we are straying away because we're always pushing the boundaries, but in the sense of straying away from production time and allocating more time towards the Stargazers.
Because obviously they still have to be viable, right? And you still have to keep your normal product line up.
Correct. Yeah.
So, are you like the future of Inspired Overland? Are you still very much focused on rooftop tents and trying to sort of push the boundaries within designs and stuff there? Or are you thinking you might expand out into other things like awnings or other sort of forward driving accessories in the future?
Yes. So that is the future. Currently we have a 180 awning that's going to be coming out as well.
Okay, cool.
It's actually going to be carbon fiber. So it's going to be a hybrid. You know, obviously we're the carbon fiber guys, right?
Yeah.
So,
you were saying you were just holding that with one hand.
Yeah. So I just got a sample over, and I remember when I was installing it, I was actually just grabbing the 180 awning, holding it with one hand, and putting the bolts onto the brackets.
That's so good.
Because so my neighbor came by. Sorry to cut you off. My neighbor came by, and he was like, "Is that an awning?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, did you just hold it?
I'm like, really strong.
That's so good.
Yeah.
No, because I was thinking recently, I was like, oh, like what's my setup for the next couple of years going to be? Because my circumstances changing and kids getting older and all that sort of stuff. Like I really want to get an Inspired Overland rooftop tent. And I was like, yeah, but then, you know, I want an awning as well. And it's like, I'll put this 36 kilo rooftop tent on my car, and then I'll put like this 65 kilo awning on the side. It's like, you know, such a random misalignment there.
That's how
that's
it is,
cool.
right? These tents are the same weight as these awnings people are buying.
Yeah. So it's cool to hear that you guys are expanding into other areas
so just like how Ferdinand said, with customer feedback and like what our customers want to see from us and what the market wants to see from us, is we're slowly but obviously rapidly designing other things, right? Like awnings, carbon fiber chairs, what is camping tables that I keep pushing for carbon fiber.
Yeah.
But
we'll see.
Is that not a crazy enough idea?
The way I see it, there's nothing crazy out there. You just email us, let us know what you have in your mind, and we can any product. I mean, another one that we've talked about, it's the 4-person king size bed tent.
Yeah, right? I was going to mention that. Yeah,
it's currently is about 125 pound, which is very light. About 10 centimeters. I'm trying to convert it. 10 centimeters in terms of height when it closed. It's a king size bed. Very lightweight. Again, it's people have been asking us with the family, what can. Yeah. Please make this for us, keep it, trying to be as affordable, but also as lightweight. I mean, the main thing has always been lightweight. Yep. And then at the SEMA, in November, we'll be bringing that out, a 4-person king size bed for a family. To be out there. Again, really, that's
I just converted it. It's 56.7 kilos.
Yeah, 56
for king bed size.
For king size.
How good is that? Yeah,
man, I think it's gonna be awesome.
I want it. I've been waiting for it. I'm like, dude, we got to do it now. So I have obviously you met my wife earlier, and then we have 3 children as well. So I'm like, we usually got to bring another separate tent on top of our rooftop tent. And so if we could be able to have that,
Well, I didn't get a rooftop tent because
push it to the top of the list.
We spent 4 months on the road as a family, and I considered a rooftop tent for ease of setup. But I couldn't justify the weight of the 4-person rooftop tents that were on the market at the time, and we just used a regular tent. But would totally change how I would view that if it was 50 kilos.
Yeah.
Because that's how much is on the roof anyway, just for sleeping arrangements. Almost by the time I put a canvas tent and the swag that I put inside the tent.
It's the weight of your cargo anyway.
It's almost 50 kilos, whereas that's all included, and it sets up in a portion of the time. Yeah. Which in like 45-degree heat and 90% humidity is the last thing I wanted to be doing was tying stuff on a roof rack in the hot sun. Whereas if you could just pop that up and kids have got somewhere to sleep, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah. And also another one, the Trail Peak, the one I'm pretty sure you guys can get it too.
Side opening. Yeah, tell us
side
about
opening
that.
tents. Basically, it's a same size as the standard tent. It's an entry level, so it's tonneau cover top. Weighed 93 pounds, so that's about 40 something kilos. Someone that are 6'2", 6'3" or taller, you can actually sleep there and sit down and look at outside, and then it's still very lightweight. Again, they might have a carbon fiber version out of it, but again, it's just we always first product come out, it's always going to be aluminum and tonneau cover first, and see how how that works. And
that had the side, it almost looked like it lifted up more, so it had
so instead of the wedge, it comes up into the side.
Yep,
kind of like a clam, I guess, right? If you say it, and you're able to utilize the full
length.
208 centimeters, I believe.
There you go. Yep, that's cool. So even tall people.
Even tall people, you can sit there and hang out and
they're supposed to sit up.
It's all about having a good time, guys. Remember, we always got to have a good time.
So, less money and buying the tent and use the money to buy all the other fun stuff, to take out to go camping, right? That's where you look at it.
The Wagyu steaks.
The
craft
beers, marshmallows.
Or the gas, right? If you don't have your stuff you have in the car, the more gas or petrol that you would use for your car, right? So now with the lighter product, you can have extra money to do other stuff.
Yeah, less weight, less money on fuel. It's all positive.
It affected a lot of things. I mean, as a car guy, like you understand when you build cars, like it affected your mouth gallons, affected your suspension, affected your roof. It affected a lot of different things.
It's everything. It's everything. It's all your components, your tires, your wear and tear, just the weight on everything. It's everything.
And most people have one car, and that's what they use for all around. And so
that's a lot to get to work and back every day.
Exactly.
I think there's companies out there that know that, right? And there's probably young kids just want that look, and they go and they just get everything on the car. And if you're going to get that, you need a suspension upgrade as well, and you need this, and you need better tires,
re-gear,
and all of that. And then you're going to have to service it twice as often because everything's wearing out twice as quick. So
props to like Apple, right? That's the simple product as possible, the better it is, right? So simple, put it in the car and just go out there. Their ethos, I love that you brought Apple up. I can't think of the statement, but it's something along the lines of not just creating a computer, but creating a beautiful product is kind of what their ethos was, which kind of getting that vibe from Inspired Overland as well. It's again, they're giving a prop to like GFC Superlight also in the beginning. It's really taking all these ideas to different things and then kind of combine them and making something that really for the people who want it, that there's no such thing as 100% perfect product, right? But there is that you can take ideas from different things and kind of try to combine them, but then still stay true to what the company's was created for, And we will say no, like you say, if you want to add in more stuff, we say no, that's not what the company doesn't want the brand, what's the product are for. Like we,
stay within the boundaries.
Yep. You're not getting your carbon fiber table, Ronnie. Okay, it's no.
That's what I'm hearing. I want everything. Trust me. I Joey and I push it. Our team pushes it. Like I want to be able to go camping and literally set everything up in carbon fiber chairs, carbon fiber table, carbon fiber awnings, carbon fiber rooftop tent.
I'm all about lightweight and compact as well. So you get big chairs and they're really comfortable, but then you spend 10 minutes trying to fit it in the car amongst all the other stuff. And I just love the ease of when you've got compact, lightweight stuff that you can just put it in easy, take it out easy. It's not weighing your vehicle down. You're not restricted by towing heavy trailers and all that sort of stuff. You can get wherever you want. I'm all for that lightweight, compact setup.
Following up on that, right? And then so we don't just make our product, we use our product ourselves. Right? That's the difference, right? That the people that are brand out there that are, getting product, accept the logos and just be a salesman and sells the product. Like they don't never try the product. That's the biggest difference. We actually use our product.
Yeah.
You use the product, and that's how we also know what we need and what we don't need.
Yeah. That's cool. Have you got anything else you want to add? Like we've spoken for over an hour now, and I think
we did
go for ages. Which is really good.
It's very good. Like I said, this is my first time ever. Like there's a couple people that want to do like an actual of how inspired and how how we got started. But you're the first one, so that's I don't know. Maybe the first and the last one.
If they're listening, sucked in. We got them first.
That's right. Yeah. Well, usually we're trying to make sure that an interview doesn't turn into a sales pitch. That's not what we're all about. It's about getting to know the company, and it's been really good getting getting to know Inspired Overland. It certainly reflects a lot of Snowy's values, that particularly Lauren and I, all about the community. We just think of ourselves as one of the mates around the campfire. We're just the people who can get the gear for the mates.
When we first came here with Snowy's, right? One of the first thing I flew in here, just because I'm a little old school. My parents always taught me, before signing any deals, you have to meet the person in person. Like signing everything online, that's fine, but I want to meet you. I want to see you in person. I've talked to any other distributor, people. I want to meet you in person. It's because, again, you have the
vibe.
Cool?
You have the vibe with us,
right? Someone told me this too before. Shout out to DK with Toy Tires. He said, when someone come and talk to you, he said, how can you represent us, the brand, better than we can represent ourselves, right?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Right? Yep. That's an extension of, you're not just selling my product. You have to, how are you going to treat your consumer, right? That's really, at the end of the day, again, money is money, but how can you represent us better than we can represent ourselves? And that is really what stuck out to us. That's why we don't just work with anyone. It's not really. Yeah, if you don't vibe with Ronnie or us, it's not gonna work.
Yeah,
you can fake it, you can push it, but fake it, you can only certain amount of time, and then it's not gonna work.
Well, I think we saw the products first. We went, who's this? We've never heard of them before. Look at the products, and you always approach with caution. But we're really happy to be partnering with you guys with these tents in Australia, and to see the innovation and new stuff come through it's exciting too. It's not just me too. There's cool stuff to talk about that keeps people engaged.
Yeah.
We make carbon fiber hats.
Sweet.
Highland on the coast. Have you got any other questions?
No, I'm good.
Guys, that was awesome. Inspired Overland, the innovation and all about the people. It's pretty excited. Really looking forward to spending the weekend, this coming weekend, at the Sydney 4x4 Outdoors show with you guys. It's going to be a bit late by the time this episode goes out, but hopefully if you're listening to this and you were there, you called by and had a look at the tents that are on display. Got any questions about any new stuff, then hopefully you've asked us. If you didn't, you can jump on the Facebook page and we'll answer that. We'll see if you guys can jump in there too if you want and answer questions directly.
Yeah, absolutely.
If not, we'll certainly get the answers from you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you guys for having us.
You can always call us. You can always call me. You can always email us.
Well, you're awake, right? So,
I'm awake.
Sam never sleeps.
That's awesome. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
See you later.
Appreciate it.
That's another episode of the Snowy's Camping Show done and dusted. Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed that. Any questions for Inspired Overland, Ronnie or Ferdinand, just let us know. However you can get in touch with us, we'll see what we can find out for you. But otherwise, if you've got nothing more, we'll see you next time.
Catch you later, guys.
Bye.